More news, rumors and opinions Thursday p.m. November 14, 2024. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. TNT. Tishwash. Will Iraq be the savior of the countries of the region if oil prices fall? Economic expert Safwan Qureshi spoke about Iraq's ability to confront the decline in global oil prices, pointing out that leaving the single economy and focusing on non-oil imports has become a necessity to restore the Iraqi economy. Qureshi said, if oil prices rise by $100, it is possible that the quantities that were voluntarily reduced by OPEC will be re-pumped, noting that there are no less than 2,200,000 barrels that have been voluntarily reduced. He added, it is not in the interest of oil producers to raise oil prices above $100 because that will support investments in shale oil, indicating that the producing countries are trying to control the price between $70 and $100. Qureshi pointed out that Iraq will be the greatest savior for the countries of the region because it has dollar reserves and has a strategic reserve in terms of oil production, indicating that if the government succeeds in containing the conflict and not being dragged directly into the region's unrest, the Iraqi economy will be pulled from the war zone to the development zone. Qureshi explained that Iraq is able to confront the decline in oil prices, knowing that there is no decline in prices below $70 because OPEC is the one that determines the quantities of production and is determined to remain within the region of $70 to $100 per barrel. He added, the surplus that accumulated during the previous period of this year, in which Iraq sold at no less than $80 per barrel, enables Iraq to confront price changes. He pointed out that Iraq has begun to diversify its economy by investing in oil derivatives and stopping the burning of associated gas, in addition to stopping the import of materials that could be included in the ration card, noting that the government has opportunities in the matter of sustainable financing through the reserves of the central bank or through the sale of oil shares if revenues failed to reach their goals. Tishwash. Sudanese advisor indicates an increase in the central bank's foreign exchange reserves. The Prime Minister's financial policy advisor, Mazhar Mohammed Saleh, confirmed today, Wednesday, the increase in the accumulation of foreign reserves of the Central Bank of Iraq. Saleh said in an interview with Al Maluma agency, there is a direct correlation between the current account surplus of the Iraqi balance of payments and the development of the foreign reserves of the Central Bank of Iraq. He explained that, as long as there is a surplus in the current account of the balance of payments that has been achieved during the current year, which is positively indicated by the accumulation of the foreign reserves of the Central Bank of Iraq during 2021, with a change rate towards an increase of more than 20% compared to the levels of 2020. He pointed out that foreign currency coverage of the Iraqi dinar has increased and is approaching matching its coverage of the basic currency. He added that the monetary policy of the Central Bank of Iraq enjoys the availability of a strong foreign reserve tool that can maintain the purchasing power of the Iraqi dinar and confront inflationary expectations with high and comfortable capacity through the power of intervention and imposing stability in the exchange market through open market operations practiced by the monetary authority to achieve the operational goals of monetary policy with ease and flexibility. Frank 26. When you look at the monetary reform education right now, with all this information occurring right now, then one can logically say it has already started. The moment they show those pictures of the lower notes, it's all over with, and I strongly believe they're going to show them this year. To me, November, December and January and February, it's all the same year. It's the process. Bruce, via Wiser now, we got one piece of intel. One piece, but it might be all we need. And here's how it went. We did speak to someone who is at a redemption center. This person said that they were told that they were waiting for the the new US Treasury, to make an announcement. An announcement from the new US Treasury and the email from Wells Fargo. Both of those to happen within next 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. It could happen anytime those 3 days, or it might take all the way to Friday. Let's see where we stand at that point. BRICS. De-dollarization is unstoppable. Geopolitical analyst, November 13, 2024. Whether you like it or not, the de-dollarization agenda kick started by the BRICS alliance is here to stay. There is no denying that the US dollar reigns supreme despite multiple global challenges, but how long can it fend off its adversaries? In the early 20th century, the United Kingdom had its colonies all across the world and ran a famous phrase, "The sun never sets on the British Empire." Its territories were so large, that you were considered crazy if you would think it would all end someday. In no surprise, the sun did set on the British Empire just 45 years after the phrase came into existence. The UK is now a country struggling with finances, and its colony, India, which is a BRICS member, has surpassed it through a robust GDP. The turn of events could be brutal as time passes by, and those who think that the US dollar will remain supreme forever need a reality check of the British Empire. De-dollarization is difficult and takes time, but won't stop for sure. The BRICS bloc confirmed that the de-dollarization agenda is a long-term goal and fight could go on for decades. The more the fight prolongs, the higher the chances are of bringing the US dollar down from the reserve currency status. How the endless wars brought down the British Empire, a similar fate could hit the US dollar. The New Development Bank, commonly called the BRICS Bank, made it public that de-dollarization is not a short-term goal. The development of anything alternative is more a medium to long-term ambition, said Leslie Mossdorp, VP of New Development Bank to Fortune. The White House needs to take the challenge seriously and not brush off the de-dollarization agenda kick-started by BRICS. If the US remains prepared to take on the challenges, emerging economies will find it difficult to pull through. Knowing the steps the enemy takes can help America fight off the challenges provoked by the bloc. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.